YouTube, welcome to Upside DIY. That pine needle plant, I had to take it outside to the pond. Welcome to Upside DIY, and I just put it inside the kiddie pool for now. One of the pine trees was showing signs of just not growing or just having bad signs. So one of them is doing okay, but I'm thinking there's a worm in there or some type of bug. I just threw it inside the kiddie pool. I'm going to make a video of that. As you can see, the propagating planter is not here because I'm using it to plant these things. I put gravel. I already showed you guys pretty much the other way that I'm using to propagate stems. Pretty much something like this. This is the new way that, and this isn't really working as you know. It doesn't work overnight. You just have to keep an eye and watch out on these things. I may have to add some water. It can use some water. Just do whatever I can and see what really works. So I had an almost disaster with some jackfruits. I didn't water it too much, but the bag was leaking. It did good on this part, but then there's some that's outside of where the bag was supposed to catch everything. So I actually used a plastic tray from the pine needle tree, and then I just a lot of I could only get like 5 that I could see that were showing roots. So I actually have a lemon seed. So there's pretty much a lemon seed right there, and there's like some type of mold or something on there. So I see pretty much 2 trees I need to really replant, and that lemon seed I really want to try to get. So there's this thing, this jackfruit. This was the very first one. It got its own clay pot. I try to keep them watered. I try to water them. I end up watering them like every other day. As you can see, there's some water here that's collecting, thankfully. If it were leaking, then that would be another disaster. So there's pretty much a good shot. Whereas these new sprouts, by the winter time, they're gonna just start growing as plants. They're gonna start getting some leaves and things. They're gonna. But the only thing is, I do feel mites and things. I do feel little tiny, I see some stuff like fruit flies and things. I just don't have everything like a greenhouse and professional, no problem, easy breezy, tough stuff. The client is happy for us. It's none of that stuff. But, yeah, by December, they're going to get a little larger and have some and I'm having issues with this filter. It's like overclogging now. I might even have to look at the impeller in there. There might be something wrapped around that and things that's really slowing this flow. It was running good yesterday, and then just today just started really doing really bad. I might even but I got this one to flow good. I took this off, and there was some thread. There's actually some thread right here that is you have to, or I have to use some pliers, maybe wet it and this and that. Use a toothbrush, but I use some small tweezers, and I could try to get that stuff out. And I'm thinking that's the same thing with the large one. Let's go and see. So right here, I just kind of pull this out. There is stuff right there, so I'm gonna have to clean it off. So as you can see, I pulled it out. Everything pulled out nicely, so I'm gonna have to clean this up. Oh goodness, is it? No. Okay. And then clean off this impeller shaft. So I did show you guys some of this, right? I found this stuff outdoor. This was growing. It was basically cement, and then there was some dirt and things laying on the cement. These things in front of these trees, and these things fell into the dirt and started to grow. And this is how I'm doing now. I know there's other ways. I'm actually there's 8 of them. Some of them have 2 of these. So I need to actually get this stuff sort it out from the purples and the green ones. The green ones look pretty nice, but as long as they're here, I gotta, you know, go back outside and make another one of these planters and stuff, or maybe try to make a large planter for the rest of them. But these are going to replace where the window where the pine tree was. And like I said, I'm going to do a separate video for the pine tree, and I'm trying to get this unclogged. So right here you see it, it's pretty much cleaned up. There was some threaded stuff from the filter floss and things, maybe. So yeah, so I'm gonna plug this back in. And don't forget about these nice little easy plants that I actually, there were a lot of them or whatnot. I got at least 20 of these plants, and they're just going to start trying to grow. So right here it's plugged back in. Adjust the flow rate or something. This was kind of wrapped to help filter it out somewhat, a little bit. Maybe that made the problem, but holy crap, it didn't work. Maybe these filters are just too strong. Maybe these filters, well, it did work, but it didn't work as yesterday. Was just fine. I don't know now. These filters are just probably just, maybe I could turn up the level. These filters are just a little too thick for the water to really pass through it. So, and still, it's flowing. It's starting to flow, but something's wrong. You know, I'm trying to make it a little bit more space. Is what I like to try to do towards the bottom. Maybe the water will flow underneath. Maybe it's this filter. I'm not 100% sure. But let's move on with something else in the video. I'll show you guys some of these jackfruits that are sprouting. You know, I'm trying to clean this up. I was going to try to do a water change for this large aquarium. Just, you know, manually removing the buckets. So I have this pitcher right here, which I can you know, do it or use for manual water. And I do have the filter part, but I just don't have the cover. But the thing is, I'm making something for a water pump. That's not going that good either. I don't have, you know, just the credit card / go get the right size tubing for this. It would be really nice. I'm actually stuck with this irrigation tubing, you know, that is actually the same diameter as the gray part on this. So anything that I put in here needs to be really straight, maybe warped towards flailing outwards to pretty much jam something inside this irrigation tubing, maybe glue stuff, but it fits really nicely on this. And this piece right here is easy to get. It's actually, you know, the nozzle for the tip for like a silicone tube or a glue tube, which is something like this. You know, you guys could easily try to find that, but they work really nicely with these water pumps. You just have to get the right size hose and diameter and things. And what I wanted to do was actually get this inside of that water and just pump it into the aquarium or into this filter and then out the bottom towards the aquarium. I was hand removing a couple of those pictures, but then the carbon filter in here started to leak through and then just you know, float inside the aquarium and stuff. I didn't really know how good that filter was, so I re-cleaned it off. You know, I dumped everything out, rinsed off everything, put back everything. This has pretty much 3 or 4 layers of filter floss with a carbon filter in the middle, you know. So, you know, I'm trying to pump that water out to the filter and fill up this aquarium, which I double sealed. It's not the greatest, you know, it's not the greatest edge and things. I tried to use a razor blade and cleaned off as much as I could and stuff. You know, but and then I glass cleaned it, with Windex and then peroxide. But I got most of the stuff off. It's not gonna get like everything straightened out and things, but stuff is looking a lot cleaner. It's clean, it's getting ready to go. I almost cracked it because I was making a YouTube video, and I tried to lift this lid up with one hand. I made a small little I would say lever type thing right here, which is pretty much taped down on one side, just so that the glue doesn't get too messy. This worked really nicely. It was a nice spot inside of the stuff. I pretty much touched up all the edges and things. I need to grind this side off still. It just gets jammed too much, and that's why and I was trying to do it with one hand, and it fell in the aquarium, made a loud bang. Practically all the hinges, this one completely fell off. And I'm still recording videos and doing stuff with one hand, taking this off. This fell into the aquarium, almost made some more bad things worse. So, but I had this all straightened out. Everything was perfect. I should have been using it with two hands, but that's just how it goes. It was fully closing. Everything was getting ready. I had to get this water pump situated good, and this isn't really working that good, so everything's going to get pushed back a week or two. I'm hoping to just get some good airline, but that's just wasting more stuff and supplies. I did try to look for a good size tube, which I probably don't have. I do see a tube, but it's not going to really work because it's like the airline size of tubing. Maybe I could find some. I don't know. I was also thinking of cutting this into two pieces and having like a right angle type of situation. The reason, no, I don't know about maybes, but perhaps something with one of the submersible pumps, which I could show you guys. Better yet, submersible filters could fit on the irrigation. Like this one is submersible, and compared to these other electromagnets, which aren't waterproof and things. Well, I guess I got the filter flowing okay, pretty average. It's just this filter pad, right? All this filter that I have right here is actually clogging up. It should really flow nicely, but I don't know. With something like this, like hooking up anyways, yeah, bad idea, because I can't really get to this other side to connect any type of hose. Yeah, and I got to actually get some glue to refinish this cover. At least it's cut in the right angle and things. I might, well, I don't even might, but I should drill like a hole through this hole, through the plastic, just to add some glue in to let it touch all the way through, and then these hinges will not break again, but they would have broken the glass if it was that strong and powerful. But yeah, just dropping it like that, it really scared me. I just don't know. I'm pretty much trying to finish up what I can, trying to clean up this. So the only two bad things was this and the aquarium cover. There was, and maybe this pond pump, just not having the right hose, but it was. This turned out good. I just siliconed this plug in, so I could probably use this to propagate plants again. And then there was just the pine tree too was also bad. But I've got a lot of good stuff happening. I have some nice cleaning situated, for cleaning, and I'm going to replace the filter with these and see if that will fix the filtering. So right here I got this tub. So this is pretty much a makeshift sink, and then I'm going to just replace the filter. Oh man, but it's still not fully powered. I don't know, maybe I could turn it up. And then now it's filtering. And thanks for watching, YouTube. I'll see you on the next Upside DIY.